Alright guys, we are here in the Joplin Museum, and this section is the section about the EF5 tornado that went through here a few years back. And these are just showing places where volunteers gathered, and here this picture shows some of the destruction. Hope you guys can hear me. I'm trying to talk. Now this bike, it says this bike up here, it belonged to a notable volunteer, Toshi Muto, who would ride his bike 10 miles round trip every day from his hotel to the disaster zone to do what he could to help victims of the tornado and to do his part to make the world better. After seeing what the people from the U.S. did with their wallets and their actions following the earthquake and subsequent tsunami that hit his home country in March 2011, Toshi decided that he would do his part to pay the U.S. back in the wake of the devastating tornado. Toshi was not deterred by the 6,000-mile distance between his home and Joplin, nor the fact that he doesn't speak English. I heard it was a horrible, horrible situation and thought maybe I should do what I can to help Joplin, Toshi said, using a translator. Both are very terrible disasters. This much human tragedy. They both need lots of debris removal and have seriously impacted families' lives. Toshi said he's also guided by a sense of respect and gratitude towards America. It's not just a sadness, Toshi explained. You see the good side of people. I felt that in Japan and I feel that here. I really respect the people who are here volunteering and helping out. Of course it has had an impact on my life, but through my strength, maybe soft, slightly weak, it has some impact. If someone needs me to exert myself, I'd like to do my best to help. Wow. And there's a drum that was apparently from one of the schools or something that got down there and here. This is a lot of debris and things, and that back there, I don't know if you can see it very good. It talks about the tornado. On May 22nd, 2011 at 5:41 p.m., a massive ES5 tornado hit the city of Joplin. I'm not going to sit here and read this all to you guys, but yeah, I remember that. That was a pretty bad thing, and this is just debris. There's a beat up sign, there's some boards, a cooking pot, tore up yield sign, tore up road sign. Looks like to be like a bucket from something. Some kind of oh, that looks like that's from a Sonic station. Yeah, that's from a Sonic station. Some glass, a hoop. Wow. And this just talks about the founders of the city. From mining town, boomtown to Victorian city. Oh, here's something cool. Memories of Army nurses. So here you have some rations up here. Old school Coke bottle. Some safety matches. Some Wrigley's Juicy Fruit. Old school camera. Letters writing home. And this is about females in the military. There's a beat up Nazi flag. It looks like it has blood on it. Artifact 11. Oh, it tells about each one, okay. So we'll see about that. I'll read over here about these. Artifact 11, what is that? Deployed to this explains what it is right here. Let's see here. 11 says, deployed to Joplin, Germany. The unit set up a hospital in a building being used to move the mentally ill. This move into Germany created a tense atmosphere as the hospital treated soldiers from America, France, Belgium, and even Germany in one space. Gola noted the seeming displeasure of the German people at their presence there. Wow, so there were nurses that went in there. Wow. World War I, Joplin goes over there. Victoria Aaron dress. And here we get to a little bit about what we came to look for. Bonnie and Clyde. Prohibition, Joplin dries up. Here, this right here is one of the famous photos of Bonnie from the camera that they left behind the Joplin shootout. Now, Bonnie did not like that people thought she smoked cigars. This was like a staged photo, mocked up, of her just putting her leg on there and have a cigar in her face, or in her mouth, not face. And this is Clyde with his famous Ford V8, and I think, no, maybe those look like shotguns. They're not bars, but yeah. And of course, there's the famous hideout where we're going to visit. Now here it just says, liquor flowed freely until the Volstead Act of 1920 that forced the city to comply. It was during this time that the Joplin attracted many infamous people. Among the most famous of this era's outlaws were the lovers Bonnie and Clyde. They lived in a small apartment on 34th and Oak Ridge Drive before getting involved in a shootout with area police. The two lawmen were killed in the confrontation, during this confrontation forcing the couple to flee the area. And this talks about the Great Depression, the lean years of mining, World War II and the subsidies and the rebirth of mining. A lot of stuff to see down here. Definitely recommend coming here. Historical tours, history of helping hands. Here are some women's accessories from back then. Looks like Victorian style. 1890. These are what a Victorian lady would wear. And this is what inside of a Victorian home would look like. Oh no, this is from Charles Schifferdecker, which I don't know a lot about him, so I'm probably going to learn some stuff today, hopefully. This is the podium that was used by John F. Kennedy during his speech at the Joplin Municipal Airport. Wow, that's cool. And there he is, JFK in Joplin. Now, let's read this. On October 22nd, 1960, 17 days before he would be elected the 35th President of the United States, Senator John F. Kennedy visited Joplin to a mixed but mostly positive reception. People came from all over the four-state area, supporters or not, to see the enormous break in history that Kennedy represented. Kennedy was a very young Catholic senator who was using the new medium of television to effectively reach the masses. The novelty of all this made his arrival an event that greatly surpassed the expectations of those planning for his visit. After his brown Convair 240 airplane named Caroline touched down at the Joplin Municipal Airport, Kennedy crossed the tarmac crowded with enthusiastic supporters to make his way to the dais to address the more than 15,000 area citizens from behind his podium. Kennedy's speech conveyed how the current Republican Party has failed the workers of America. He specifically addressed the economic hardship Missouri's miners were experiencing, and how he believed a change in leadership would help the country to move forward. Kennedy was offered this miner's hat by a group of miners from Miami and Oklahoma. Kennedy received it gratefully, but admitted it was one size too small. Wow, so he actually wore this. I don't know, every video I've seen him with someone giving him a hat, he never really wore it because he was kind of well, he didn't like his hair getting messed up, but that was President Kennedy's mining hat. And this is some Civil War stuff. Let's see why we're here. That's a Union soldiers, and I assume that's a Confederate soldier. Wow. And here's a Springfield bayonet right there. And there's a, what kind of sword? That's not a dragoon sword, is it? It's a saber, but a civilian smoothbore. Wait a minute. It's a foot officer's sword. There's some cannonballs and some canister shots, and wow, that's an artillery shell from a Confederate. And that's a Civil War bullets right there. I don't know if you guys can see those. That's really neat. We got some a Bunny enriched buns, a bunch of old things like a bubble up bottle from back then. Oh wow, Oh, pennant ball, the Joplin Miners, 1941. I wonder if Mickey Mantle, I think he was in the big leagues by then. But Mickey Mantle played for the Joplin Miners. I'll zoom in here if you guys can see it right here. I have to remember, I can't remember all the dates, but I think he was in the big leagues by then. But that's the Joplin team that Mickey Mantle actually played for. These are just spook lights. The spook light is one of the tri-state area's most enduring mysteries. I might have to look into this too. Sightings of mysterious floating balls of lights have been reported since the 1880s. Several ghost legends have grown up around the spook light. Several organizations, including the U.S. Corps of Engineers, have visited the area and attempted to solve the mystery. Yeah, that's something I'm going to need to look into. This is just some Route 66 stuff. Looks like things from the Connor Hotel. Let me see if I can anything significant. Oh yeah, let's see. Okay, I don't want to sit here and read all of it to you guys, but I'm going to read a little bit of it. Let's see here. The Connor Hotel was Joplin's hub for glamorous for many years, and it later added a cocktail lounge, balls, charity galas, red carpet events, orchestral performances. Conventions kept the building a hub of social society. Artists like Frankie Ford and the Champs filled the building with music. Gangsters Pretty Boy Floyd and Joe Palmer, a member of Clyde Barrow's gang, along with famous authors, musicians, movie stars like Betty Davis, Joan Crawford, and then Senator Harry S. Truman stayed in the rooms. Wow. And it was demolished in 78. Wow, that's actually neat. Some more Bonnie and Clyde history and Pretty Boy Floyd. And this is things that were from that hotel. And there's actually a key where you can see. Okay, I'm going to turn around here. And this is the Joplin Miners. This would have been the baseball team that Mickey Mantle actually played for, the minor league team. It was the Yankees minor league team. Let's see. See if we can find him on here. Is he on there? Bill Carlson. No, I don't think Mickey's on there. But Mickey Mantle did play for them. Nope, he's not on there. Sorry guys, I'm not paying attention to the camera. I'm trying to read. Another Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus flag from 1964.